All right, so get this. Today we're tackling day trading, specifically that whole market bias thing. Like, how do you tell which way the market's going to go? We're breaking down this YouTube video from a trader, goes by ICT, Inner Circle Trader, if you're fancy. And this guy, he holds nothing back, I gotta say. Sharing his screen, how he analyzes things, even his live trades. Pretty rare to see that kind of transparency.
It's true. Most of them keep that under wraps.
Right.
But ICT, he's upfront about not winning every single trade, which honestly is kind of refreshing to hear, you know?
Oh, for sure. Like, it makes it seem more real. You know what I mean?
It's like he's saying, look, I've been doing this for decades, and if someone tells you they've got it all figured out, they're probably selling something.
Right, right.
He's big on embracing imperfection, learning from mistakes, because that's as much a part of the trading as the wins are.
That whole learn from your losses thing applies to, well, pretty much everything in life, right?
Absolutely.
But I'm curious, how's he actually used this market bias idea? Starts with the daily charts, doesn't he?
He does.
To see if the market's feeling, what, bullish or bearish?
Exactly, like checking the weather before you leave the house. You're
yeah.
not going to get every cloud and gust of wind, but you get an idea, umbrella or sunglasses.
Makes sense.
He's looking for that prevailing wind, that overall direction.
Okay, so you're getting a feel for the mood, but not trying to predict every little price change, right?
Day trading's all about those shorter-term moves.
So say he sees a bearish bias on the daily chart, meaning prices are more likely to drop. Does he just hit sell and call it a day?
Not so fast.
Or
He uses that daily bias as a starting point, then dives deeper. Smaller time frames, 15-minute, even 5-minute charts.
wow, getting granular.
That's where he finds those precise entry and exit points.
Surgical strikes, not just bombing the whole market.
Exactly.
Now, here's where I got really intrigued. He uses the Dow Jones like a crystal ball for the NASDAQ. For those who don't know, Dow's like 30 big companies. Apple, Microsoft, that kind of crew.
If your snapshot of the overall U.S. market, right?
And the NASDAQ, that's more tech-heavy, right?
A lot more volatile, too, known for those wild swings.
So how does he connect these two?
He watches how the Dow acts compared to the NASDAQ.
Yeah.
And the S&P 500, too, another big index.
Looking for those subtle hints, like what the big players are doing?
You got it, those tells. Like a poker player's twitch.
Okay, I'm hooked. Give me an example.
He talks about this unwillingness pattern.
Unwillingness. Okay, I need details.
So imagine NASDAQ and S&P 500, both making lower lows. Each dip lower than the last, like a downtrend, right?
Right, classic downtrend.
But then you look at the Dow, and it's not playing along. It refuses to make that new low, hesitates to go down.
Interesting.
ICT sees that as a sign, maybe hidden buying pressure.
So the Dow's being stubborn, not following the gloomy mood?
Exactly.
Okay, but how does that translate into a trade?
That's the million-dollar question, right?
Right.
And ICT's clear. This isn't a guaranteed buy or sell signal. You can't just blindly follow the pattern.
So it's not just spotting it, it's understanding the why behind it.
You nailed it.
Okay, so there needs to be more to it.
Is there news backing up a potential market turnaround? Are there hidden factors we're not seeing?
Gotta connect the dots, not just chase the pretty patterns. It's like sometimes the best trades are the ones you don't make, right?
100%.
You're waiting for that confirmation, that click.
Gotta have that conviction.
Speaking of confirmation, he mentioned these latency tests. Sounded kind of technical. Did I get that right?
You did. It's actually a cool analogy. Think about when you're gaming online or on a video call, and there's that lag, drives you nuts, right?
No, the worst.
That's latency. Can really mess things up when speed matters. Like, imagine that happening when you're trying to trade.
Oh, placing a big order and it takes forever to go through.
Exactly. So when ICT trades, especially large amounts,
Yeah.
he wants that instant fill, the price he clicked on, no delays.
But that doesn't always happen, does it?
Nope, fast markets, you get slippage, different price than you wanted.
So these little latency test trades, it's like he's checking the system before going all in.
Precisely. Dipping his toes in the water, so to speak.
Yeah.
See how the market reacts if there are any technical hiccups.
Smart. Manage that risk.
Exactly.
And got to give ICT props for his transparency,
Busting
for
there.
his trading history, commissions, everything.
You don't see that every day.
Not at all. Like he's laying it all out there.
He even talks about how much his broker takes in fees. Most traders won't touch that subject.
Right. It's like the taboo topic.
Totally.
So I got to ask, how's the account balance looking? Commas.
Well, it wasn't millions when he showed it,
Okay.
but that's actually a good thing, I think.
How so?
It's about realistic expectations, you know. What's a good return, really?
Because 20% on a small account versus 20% on a million. Huge difference. Huge.
He's all about that steady growth, not the flashy one-time wins.
Right. Consistency over flash.
Exactly. Aiming for those steady returns, even if they seem small at first.
Didn't he even challenge viewers on that?
He did.
Something like, would you be happy with 20% a month?
Powerful question, right?
It is.
Challenges that whole get-rich-quick fantasy.
Which, let's be real, is why a lot of people get into trading.
For sure.
But he's saying, look, I've been at this forever.
Still got to navigate uncertainty. No easy answers.
So what's the key then?
Constant learning, adapting, analyzing your trades.
He seemed to dissect his wins and losses, you know?
Absolutely. Always trying to understand why things happened.
Not just, oh, I made money, but why'd I make money?
Exactly.
He even said something like, not knowing isn't ignorance, it's honesty.
I like that line.
Right. So refreshing.
It's about being real, not pretending you have it all figured out.
And speaking of being real, he doesn't hold back on the hype either.
But you mean those guru types?
Yeah, the ones promising Lambos if you just buy their course.
Please, right.
ICT's like, cut the crap, here's what actually works.
Hard work, discipline, understanding how markets really work.
Not just selling a dream, offering a realistic path.
And it's a path that leads to more than just money, isn't it?
You're right, it's bigger than that.
Freedom, flexibility, controlling your time and energy.
Pursuing what matters to you.
That's what he sees trading as, a tool to achieve those things.
It's like they say, the journey's as important as the destination.
And with ICT, it's not about getting rich quick. It's about building something that lasts.
Right, a skill set, a way of thinking about the markets. But he mentioned how the algorithms are always changing, so it's like day trading's a moving target, isn't it?
Like trying to hit a bullseye on a spinning dartboard. Right?
Pretty much.
But ICT, he's not fazed by that. He actually seems to like the challenge.
He even compared to chess, didn't he?
He did. This
Yeah.
constant game of strategy, anticipating the next move.
And he said the key is understanding the market's psychology.
Yes. Not just the numbers, but the emotions behind them.
The fear, the greed, all that human stuff.
Exactly. Algorithms change, but those core drivers stay the same.
So you got to learn to read between the lines, see the bigger picture. Speaking of, he mentioned these intermarket relationships. Drop that bomb and moved on. I need more info.
Right. How different assets like bonds can influence each other.
It's like our ripple effect, right?
Yeah, exactly. Say you're looking at airline stocks. Why are they up? Maybe it's airline news, earnings, whatever.
Or maybe oil prices just crashed.
There you go. Fuel costs down, airlines happy.
Simple example, but I get it.
That's an intermarket relationship in action.
So it's not just about one market, it's about the whole system.
Precisely. Understand those connections, you gain an edge.
Like having a secret decoder ring for the markets.
In a way, yeah.
But how do you even begin to unravel all that?
Honestly, start with curiosity.
Curiosity.
Yeah, ask questions, even if they seem basic.
Okay.
Read about different assets, stocks, bonds, commodities, and really observe the markets. Look for those connections.
Those aha moments where things start clicking.
Exactly. Don't be afraid to challenge what you think you know.
Because trading's a journey, always learning.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Which I guess is what keeps it interesting, right?
For sure. Embrace the uncertainty, stay curious, enjoy the ride.
Well said. And on that note, I think our deep dive is complete. My brain is officially full.
Mine too. It's been a pleasure exploring this with you.
Likewise. Big thanks to ICT for the insights, reminding us that sometimes the best lessons come from the imperfections. And to you, our listeners, thanks for joining us. Until next time, happy trading, everyone.